Yes, we are still on Concord. All right, and this is rule 4. And rule 4 is an exception to rule 3. Remember that in rule 3, we discussed that uh, anytime you use and to link two separate subjects together, that the plural verb is required. All right, now it will interest you to note that when you link two subjects together referring to one person, even if you use and to link those two subjects together and you are talking about one person, the singular verb is used. For example, my mother and friend is here. What this means is that my mother is the same person as my friend. In that case, the singular verb is now used. All right, so that's that. But in a case where you have a determiner like the or my before the second subject, it would mean then that you are talking about two separate subjects. But if you do not have any determiner like my or any other determiner before that second subject, what it does mean is that you are talking about one person. Again, my mother is the same person as my friend. So there is no way it can go with a plural verb, it must go with a singular verb. My mother and friend is here. But if you want to make them two separate subjects, we have my mother and my friend are here. My mother and my friend are here. You can see that my before the second subject we render the two subjects separate. Another example that is very similar to this one is this. My principal and brother loves football. Take note. My principal is the same person as my brother. You know why? Because there is no determiner before brother. But if you have something like my principal and my brother, that means they are two separate persons. But if there is nothing before that brother, it shows that you are talking about one person. So be careful when you are using these words. All right? My principal and brother loves football. And I've told you that a verb is singular when it carries s. All right? That's why you have a case of my principal and brother loves football. All right? Yes. But if you have a case of my principal and my brother, it will be a case of my principal and my brother love football. Love football. But that's not the case there. And we talk about number 5. That also seems like an exception to rule 3. Rule 3 is very long. All right? But they are exception, they are separate rules on their own, but they serve as exception to rule 3. All right? So when each or every is used, all right, where and links two separate subjects. That means whenever you use two separate subjects linked with and there is each or every in that same statement or sentence, the singular verb is what? Used. Check example 1 here. Each window and door, each window to itself, each door to itself. So it goes with what is. So we have each window, then and door, all right, is securely locked, all right, is securely locked. Although we have and here linking door and window, but the each here has made it look like each window to itself, each door to itself. They are not combined right now. So the other one is the use of every, where you have, and linking two subjects together, where you have a case of every husband and wife has a role. All right? For example, if I want to complete the sentence, I can have every husband and wife has a role to play in training the children. Every husband to himself, every wife to herself. Individually, they are on their own. So each has a role. So you have every husband here, all right? Then you have wife. Then going with singular what verb has a role, all right? Okay, I told you if you want to complete it, you can use any, grammar or statements. Mine is every husband and wife has a role. If I want to complete it now, to play in training the children. All right? So that's that. In our next class, we continue with the rules of Concord.